So everybody talks about Santa Barbara, but if you're looking for more space, coastal access, being right close to the Santa Barbara airport, and even more bang for your buck when it comes to buying real estate, Goleta actually might be the place for you. In this video, I'm going to break down why so many smart locals, transplants, retirees, families, and a bunch of other people are moving and calling Goleta, California home. What's going on, everybody? My name is Avi Becker, and for the past 8 years, I've helped hundreds of people buy and sell houses right here in Goleta. I love selling houses in Goleta. I work all the way from Goleta to Carpinteria on the south coast of Santa Barbara County, and I want to make this video to talk about why you might love living in Goleta. You might have already been thinking about moving to Goleta, or it might just start to be on your radar, but this video is going to give you the ins and outs and the full scoop of what it's really like to live in Goleta. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So Goleta is about 10 or 15 minutes northwest of Santa Barbara downtown. It's right next to the UC Santa Barbara campus, the airport, and it's got an incredible mix of coastline, mountains, properties with bigger space. It's got hiking trails. It has an amazing range of schools, both public and private. There's a lot of reasons why people are moving to Goleta. Goleta's vibe is casual, mellow, and incredibly livable. Think about miles of coastline, tech jobs, great neighborhoods, and really easy access to everything you need. UCSB is here, which brings a lot of jobs as well as energy, but it's not too overwhelming. And if you love outdoor life, you're gonna love More Mesa, the Auburn Trail, Goleta Beach, and even Sands if you're into surfing. Goleta is a place where a lot of people actually live full time rather than just have vacation houses or second houses. It's more affordable than Santa Barbara proper. Like I said, the schools are very highly rated. The community is very tight and it's very family friendly. And it's just an overall incredible lifestyle and a great place to live. So here's where Goleta really stands out. Let's talk about the price that it costs to buy a home in Goleta. The average home in Goleta ranges, I would say, between 1.2 to 1.5 million. Obviously, it can go much higher than that, and there are options cheaper than that if you're looking at a smaller home or a condo or a fixer. Whereas the average home in Santa Barbara is north of $2 million. On average, about 1.8 to 2.5 is kind of the go-to range that we're seeing standard single-family homes sell for in Santa Barbara. So people that are looking for either more space, lower price per square foot, or a little bit less noise, less people, Goleta's a great option for them. You're also getting a lot of newer construction, bigger lots, and really safe neighborhoods. If you're looking for something that's clean, move-in ready, family friendly, Goleta checks a lot of boxes. So let's talk about who's moving to Goleta. A lot of my clients who are buying houses in Goleta are usually either priced out of the ultra high-end neighborhoods like Santa Barbara or Montecito. Sometimes they just really want more space. They want some acreage and some land to call their own. That's a great reason to move to Goleta. A lot of people who work in tech in LA or San Francisco who have remote jobs and are fed up with crazy amounts of traffic, a lot of homelessness, crime, they're moving to Goleta for a really safe space to raise their family. And a lot of people even move to Goleta, work for UC Santa Barbara, which is Santa Barbara's largest employer. Lastly, a lot of people even retire in Goleta, whether they're coming from areas with more cold weather or they're coming to be closer to their family. If you want a low maintenance, simple, clean, great way of life, Goleta's a great option. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of living in Goleta. And if you want a full in-depth video on this, I have this on my channel as well that breaks in just the pros and the cons of living in Goleta. So let's talk about first the pros, the family-friendly neighborhood feel. There's a lot of neighborhoods in Santa Barbara, downtown areas that are higher into the foothills that aren't going to be as family neighborhood centric. They're not going to have trick-or-treaters. They're not going to have as many people that live there full time. That's a huge reason to move to Goleta, is if you want a family-centric neighborhood. Another pro, we touched on this earlier, but it's definitely more affordable. If you want more house, newer house, bigger lot, let's definitely consider Goleta. One more pro is Santa Barbara proper gets a lot of tourism, whether it's cruise ships, whether it's people that are just staying there for a month or two who are snowbirds, whether it's people that come from the hot weather states like Texas, like Arizona, who stay there all summer. Downtown Santa Barbara and Montecito, certain areas are very touristy. Goleta is much less touristy. While there is college graduation and there are people that are going to be there for UC Santa Barbara related events, the majority of the neighborhoods in Goleta are not very touristy at all. So to round out the pros, you've got top rated schools, amazing weather, and a true neighborhood feel. Let's talk about the cons. For a lot of people that want more things to do, that want more options to go out, it can be a little bit quiet and sleepy. if you want to be in the action, you probably want to be closer to downtown Santa Barbara. There's definitely fewer restaurant options as well, so if you're looking to go out and have world-class cuisine, most of our incredible restaurants are going to be located in Santa Barbara or Montecito. There are some amazing restaurants in Goleta, and I have a full list of that as well if you want, but there's less options compared to downtown. And although it's cheaper than Santa Barbara proper, it's still about 5x the national average of a house around the United States, and so it's not exactly cheap. That's because we have a limited amount of new construction and an incredibly high demand of people that want to be here. The weather's amazing, the lifestyle's amazing. There's a reason it's so expensive, but it definitely is a big pill to swallow for some. So let's talk about where in Goleta are the best places for you to potentially live or check out. So there's the Kellogg School District, which is a great place to live, family-centric, great neighborhood. There's Winchester Canyon, which has a lot of newer homes, newer construction. If you go further north and get off at the Stork exit, there's new construction there as well, and you're close to the big shops like Costco and Home Depot and the big box stores. There's Old Town Goleta, which has some of the more affordable townhouses and condos, and it's a very walkable area, and it's very much up and coming. New coffee shops are opening up there, and there's a lot of new development. In Isla Vista, that's the area where all the students live. I probably wouldn't recommend looking there if you're trying to buy a house for you and your family, but if you're coming in as a student, that's definitely the place to be. So now let's talk about what you really need to know before potentially moving to Goleta. The Goleta homes that are the newer construction ones that are completely move-in ready, especially if they're in one of the great high-ranked schools or neighborhoods, if they're priced right, they're gonna move really quickly. You need to have your ducks in a row if you're trying to buy one of the newer construction properties, because those are very hot and very desirable. Some areas of Goleta are in a fire or a flood zone. It's really important to understand the risks, the insurance costs of potentially being in a fire or flood risk area. There's areas that are lower risk, and then there's areas that are definitely higher risk, and you're gonna wanna know the costs associated. Inventory in Goleta, both for houses for sale and for rent, is very tight. You have to be ready to strike quickly. If you're kind of wish-washy, there might be 5 other people applying for that same rental or 3 other people bidding on that same house. You have to strike quickly if you want to secure something here in this town. Lastly, it's important to visit both Santa Barbara and Goleta. Even though they're 15 minutes apart, they have a vastly different feel and a different community style of living. I think it's important. They're not both for everybody. You really want to know what's your vibe and make sure that Goleta is the place you want to be. So if you're thinking about moving to Goleta, my team and I, we would love to help. We'd love to show you the differences between Goleta, Santa Barbara, Carpinteria, Montecito, show you the ins and outs of the community, show you the hidden gems, the things that you're not just going to see from looking at Google and Zillow. We oftentimes have pocket listings and options that are not available. And also, if you're looking for a rental, I have a full video that's dedicated to finding rentals here in all of Santa Barbara. If you're looking for off-market options, if you're looking for hidden gems, if you're looking for the best restaurants, I have so much other content here on my YouTube, and I love connecting directly with people that find me from YouTube. All my information's right here in the description. If you have an individual question I didn't cover, I'd love to answer it, and I'll see you guys on the next video.